Good evening, everybody. We're getting started. We have a very, very, very important topic right now that I want to share with you guys. I need your interaction. I need your brain power. I need your interest. We're going to wait just a moment as everyone gets loaded, everyone gets on. Just a few housekeeping tips as you're coming on. I want you to remember as you sign into the app, some great things are happening. We're about to do some awesome things. Again, let me share with you, that we're in beta mode right now. And here's what beta means. Beta means that we're working out bugs. Now, anyone will understand that when it comes to apps and technology, that there are always bugs to be worked out. Irrespective of how large the company is or how small it is, you're always working out bugs. Last year, we experienced a few breakdowns of technology with Microsoft and with AT&T and T-Mobile. Then Mary Jane for Punks is no different. We experienced a few as well. But we're getting to the point where we're excited about the way we're going. Okay? Hey, Michael, how you doing, man? And so we're excited about the direction we're going, and I believe this is going to be absolutely awesome. We've reduced our major issues here. We're moving forward. So please join the app, subscribe. Let's get it going. Right now, you're still privileged to be getting this information for free, getting these lives for free. But as we move forward, we're going to give you credits or offer credits for viewing this. But for right now, please take advantage of it. Tell your friends as we continue to make this an app that's very highly beneficial to anyone who's in need of any kind of relationship advice, et cetera, et cetera. Please, as you log on, if you've just trying it out and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Go into the notification center or go into your own private profile area, sign up, add your name, get a handle so we can talk, so we can get into this thing and talk. Okay, it's 7:02. I want to rock and roll right now, okay? Please, if you're on right now, go ahead and say hello to me so I know you're out there, all right? Say hello so I know you're out there. Michael said hi. There's some other people on here. I know you are because I get a report of how many you are on here, and y'all just here listening. Ain't nobody talking. But I want to talk this evening about something that's very, very, very important. And if you got a notification today, you'll understand. Tonight I want to talk about something that's probably a little difficult for men to talk about. We're going to talk about being a sensitive man or sensitive men. And what exactly does that mean? And this is why I need your input. This is why I need you to be on and to be actively involved in communicating with me and telling me what your thoughts are. Sensitive men. Societally, it's not always a positive thing. Hey, what's up, people? I think people are just starting to come in. Hey, Lynn. Hey, MAFB user, you need to register so I can get your name. Nick D, what's happening? It's good to see you again. Let's talk about sensitive men. Okay. And Renee Warren, you are in. Fantastic. It's not always easy, Maylin, to talk about sensitivity when it comes to men. Okay? When it comes to men. From a societal perspective, that's something that's pretty much been relegated to women. Okay, I'm just going to be straight with it. Okay? We talk about women as being sensitive, et cetera, et cetera. It's almost like that's an accepted quality in women. But I think that more and more as we go along in society, as more and more, especially with the social media pretty much just dominating, the waves, the internet, et cetera, et cetera. What we're finding is that the idea of sensitivity changes when we talk about men, to the point where men are criticized. And I've seen so many different blogs, so many different posts, so many different criticisms when it comes to men being sensitive. My question to you, is a sensitive man sexy to you? Is it sexy to be a sensitive man? And for you women out there especially for you single women who are looking for someone, is it sexy for a man to be sensitive? Now, what I'm finding out, the more I research and the more I look into this, is that you have all these different names that people are giving men. It's like someone said yes and no. Yes, it's not sexy. You said it's not sexy to be sensitive. Is that right, Nick? You said yes, it's not sexy. Wendy says yes and no. Okay, so it's not sexy to be sensitive. And I definitely want to get into this. What does that mean when you tell me it's not sexy for a man to be sensitive? Because I want to know whether or not women are talking out of both sides of their mouths. And I need men. If you're on here, you better come in and you better talk to me. This is really, really important. In fact, I'm going to do one live where I'm just talking to men. I'm just talking to men because I need men to start chiming in and telling me how they feel about this. Maylin says it depends on how sensitive. Well, let's talk about sensitivity and what sensitivity actually is. What does it mean to be sensitive? In the medical world, there's something called highly sensitive or high sensitivity, which is not necessarily a diagnosis, but just a recognition. That some people just have a proclivity or a genetic inclination for high sensitivity. Means that they are more in tune with their senses. They're more in tune with their feelings. They're more in tune with the things around them. And they feel they're empaths. They're empathetic. Lynn says, not too sensitive where I don't feel protected. Now we're getting to the bottom of it, the nitty freaking gritty. Now we're getting into it. Hi, Jacqueline. Where Lynn says, not too sensitive where I don't feel protected. Now, is there a connection being made then with a man who's sensitive and a man who's masculine? Because I think that in our minds, we believe that if a man is sensitive, he cannot be masculine. Now, I didn't say a man who's effeminate, which doesn't mean he can't be masculine either. I know even though the words are antonyms, but regardless, when it comes to sensitivity, does sensitivity mean you're not masculine? Because sensitivity means that I'm in touch with my senses. I feel. Okay, let's look at some of the comments. Being able to express thoughts and feelings. Communicate, and this I can see now, we're going to take two lives on this one. Being able to express thoughts and feelings, communicate effectively, take accountability, having empathy and caring for others is what sensitive means to me. And that's sexy. Okay, let me deal with that one. Being able to express thoughts and feelings. Okay, fine. If I'm able to express my thoughts and feelings, meaning I'm telling you, you know what, I don't like the way you said that to me. I feel as though you came at me in a way that where you didn't understand what I meant or what was going on here. Now, if I do that, I'm expressing my feelings. Okay, I felt hurt when you. Now, in counseling, we often tell people to use I feel statements. I feel hurt when you. I feel this way, because you're taking ownership that the way you feel is your responsibility. However, because of the way society right now is characterizing sensitivity towards men, it's almost an affront for a man to use I feel language, because women will call him sensitive. You'll call him, I don't know what some of the terminology is out there, but I've heard some of it, that, men are too weak. They're sensitive. They're a simp. They're this, they're that, But if a man is expressing his feelings, he's communicating effectively, he's taking accountability, he's having empathy for you and caring for others, yes, that is sensitive. And for some, that is too much. Lynn says, I need him to be emotionally intelligent, which requires a level of sensitivity. Now, how much sensitivity do you want, though? Because emotional intelligence tells me that I'm going to have to be aware of how you feel, but moreover, I have to be aware of how I feel. And if I'm aware of all these feelings, if I'm aware of how I feel and how you feel, it's going to require a lot of communication. Okay? I'm going to communicate what I feel. I'm going to communicate my sensitivity. A man should be sensitive enough to understand and empathize with my sensitivities, but not emotionally fragile. Somebody tell me, what the heck is emotionally fragile? I cry at the drop of a hat. I don't mind my man using I feel statements. Sensitivity for men is also a strength. Come on, Leslie. Someone says that to be emotionally fragile. To be emotionally fragile means that I cry a lot. To be emotionally fragile means that I don't have enough the wherewithal, the intestinal fortitude to stand on my own. If that's emotionally fragile, then I agree with you. But if you're defining emotional fragility as the fact that I feel deeply and I express those deep feelings, okay, that's not a negative. And I think that we really need to start understanding what we want, because here, and since we have mostly women here, don't take this the wrong way, unfortunately, because I want men here too. I want to talk a little bit deeper about this. Lynn says, I'm okay if a man expresses himself with emotion and tears. That's okay, but not a man who is so sensitive that everything is offensive and lacks self-awareness. Everything is offensive and he lacks self-awareness. Okay, fine. Now we're veering off into two different things. Sensitivity simply means I'm telling you how I feel. But if you're being overly sensitive, that means that everything I feel affects me to the point where it debilitates me. There's a difference. I can tell you how I feel and stand in my masculinity. I can tell you what's going on in my mind and stand in my masculinity. I can tell you that thing hurt me, that pissed me off, that bothered me, and stand in my masculinity. But the moment I tell you how something affected me, and then I say, hey, that hurt me. You gotta stop doing that. Stop it. No. Okay, that's a different ball game. Because now you've allowed your emotions to break you down, and now you're changing roles, or you're moving yourself out of your masculine role. And I think that, am I right where you guys, right? So the issue here is not whether a man is sensitive, because I need y'all to stop calling men sensitive. Because men have taken that thing, and it's starting to affect men's mental health. Men take that thing, they're starting to think that it's a negative to be sensitive, when it is not. It is not a negative to be sensitive. Emotionally fragile means to no intestinal fortitude, weak, annoying, emotionally draining, complains about every damn thing. Weak, annoying, emotionally draining. Let me share something with you. And someone said that goes for women as well. Let me share something with you. Stay with me. Quite often, I believe, it is expected for a man to know how you feel. Quite often it is expected that a man is not insensitive to you, which means he doesn't give a flip about how you feel. It is expected that a man is empathetic. If you hurt, you want him to know you're hurting. If you have an issue, you want him to listen. Correct me if I'm wrong. You want him to have that sensitivity. However, and I want you to see what a tightrope this is that men are walking. You want him to have that sensitivity, but you don't want him to be in a position where he can feel it himself. You just want it for you. Does he have an opportunity to feel that himself? Someone said, don't hurt us women, please. We're just answering the questions. Absolutely not. Men, when I get together with men and I talk with them, and we have our little enclaves where me and the fellas get together and we have these conversations, what I'm finding is that a lot of men are masking their sensitivity. They're masking it, and they're presenting the masculinity that they think you want, because you're not allowing them to be sensitive. I've been in the company of men where we've had these, I'll give an example. We've had these heart-to-heart conversations. Whenever we have like dinner parties at our house, sometimes the guys will go downstairs, we'll play pool, whatever. Women will stay up and they'll do their talking, etc. Here's what happens. When the men come back up, quite often the women say, what are y'all guys talking about? Sports and football and probably women. And you know what? Most of the time what men are talking about? We're talking about how we deal. One time one of the brothers was crying about something. And we were talking to him, helping him out, consoling him. Because men feel comfortable around other men. Which is why, even on a lot of dating apps, the majority of dating apps are women. In churches, the majority of churches are women. In social settings, you find the majority of women. Why? Because men quite often don't feel that these are environments where they can be sensitive. Where they can, in church especially, where they can, if they express too much emotion, if they express too much, they're seen as soft. And the worst thing you can do for a man is call him soft, call him sensitive. Not that there's anything wrong with sensitive, but the way we have characterized sensitivity in men has made men suppress their emotions. It's made men suppress their emotions, and it makes them feel difficult to fit in. I want a man to express himself so I know how to support him. That's not overly sensitive. That's effective communication. Yeah, you're right. But what we have to understand is that when it comes to emotions, the men quite often mismanage their emotions because our job, we feel quite often, is to please our women. That's our job, to please our women. And that's what we do. Okay, we'll go over, but often men don't have a landing place because we don't want to seem too sensitive. We don't want to seem overly emotional. So we don't have a landing place. When we get together, sometimes we have this fake bravado. Yo, what's up, dude? We have this fake bravado. We do that. But when the rubber hits the road and we need to really talk, dudes get down and we talk. And we can be sensitive. Now, we ain't crying on each other's shoulders, but we can show emotion. Nick D, I find men agree they are sensitive. But they are extra masculine outwardly. I need the men to know that suppressing their emotions is not what we want and look for. That if that is not, Maylin, what you want or look for, then you have to create an environment where that man does not have to suppress his emotions for fear of being seen as overly sensitive. Now, if a man cries at the drop of a hat, if a man is allowing his emotions to affect his social interaction, to affect his work, then that man might need counseling. The fact of the matter is that he may be so stressed and things so built up and so frustrated inside, it's like it has to come out somewhere else. That's a man who needs help. Not a man who's a punk. Not a man who's, whatever you want to call him. Okay. Now that we know we need to be a landing place for our men, can you talk to men about not suppressing their emotions? Listen, I think that, and thank you for that, but I think that when it comes to men not suppressing their emotions, every man is different. And what's going to give a man the space to feel uninhibited with his emotions is a woman who gives him the freedom and the sensitivity and the care. Whereas when he does express those emotions, her gestures are not like, or her words are not offensive. She doesn't tell him stuff like, buck up, be a man. Never tell a man to be a man. Okay? Because we don't tell y'all how to be a woman. We don't know how. Okay, so in order for a man to be that place, to be in that place where he's expressing his emotions and he's not suppressing them, he has to have a safe landing place. Men feel they have a safe landing place around other men in most cases. Okay, talk to him, communicate to him. You need to be his confidant, and he needs to be yours as well. He needs to be yours as well. When a man is being sensitive, you need to let him be that way to see what he's really made of, to see what's really going on inside of him. Because the moment you shut that down by some label or what have you, that man is building a wall and you won't even know the wall is built. Okay, Maylin, correct. in my relationship, I've had to teach him a lot of new communication skills and let him know that expressing his emotions is safe with me. Thank you. Thank you. He cried in front of me once, and that interaction made him feel so much closer to him, made me feel so much closer to him. Girl, you're getting it. You're absolutely on point. The fact of the matter is, and get this. We understand that women, you guys have you have a foot up on us when it comes to expressing emotions. In fact, statistics say that men, and recent statistics actually, I did doing some research for it this evening, say that men and women have equal emotional ability, but women have greater skills in expressing that emotionality. Men are just as effective in feeling it. We're equal in feeling it, but we can't express it as well as you do. And because of social norms, because of whatever expectations we have, because of the pressure of life and the pressure of work, we feel that everything leans on us. And if we break, then everything breaks. It's a lot of weight. So as a result, men sometimes, we don't express it well. Sometimes we just don't know how. And when you let him know that expressing his emotions is safe with you, I think those words are just so important. Let him know that you expressing how you truly, honestly feel, it's okay with me. I will never make you feel unsafe. When you let him know that man, you're going to see more masculinity in him than you've ever seen in your life. Men who are real men don't have a problem being masculine. They have a problem being sensitive. Okay? We have to create that space for him. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So I hope you're getting this. I hope you're getting this. And one thing you can't do, and I challenge you guys, please do not mock men who are sensitive. Just like women, you don't want a man to mock you if you are a leader, or if you're a boss or what have you. I mean, you don't want a man to say, "Oh, you a dude." You wouldn't want that. Okay, tell the wives. Can the married men log into the lives? Please, I want to hear their opinions. Absolutely. As we bring this to a close, I want to challenge you guys. Listen, if you have a man in your life, you have a man in your home, a man in wherever, I want you to do me a favor, because we're going to do a part 2 of this about sensitive men, and then we're going to go and talk about women. Okay. We talk about sensitive men, and we're going to talk about women also, and how women can be insensitive sometimes, how men can be too sensitive, and sometimes how women might need to be insensitive. Sometimes and we're talking about balancing those emotions, both sides. And this is not a pro-man, anti-woman, or a pro-woman, anti-man. I am about people working together and finding that happy balance where they can learn to love and live together. Okay? All right. So next time on Tuesday, I need you to find your men and log in with them. Tell every man you know we're going to be talking about sensitive men, part 2, on Tuesday live at 7 p.m. Okay? Go ahead. Let them know. Time for us to get our men back together. It's time for us to get them back together. Okay? We started a nonprofit called Mentoring Manhood. We have an IG page, MENTOURING Manhood. And we're going to be talking more to men, talking more about our issues. Because I believe, and women, you have to agree with me. You don't have to, but I hope you do. If you have a strong man in your house, a man who's leading how you want him to lead, he's not a dictator, but he's a leader, lover, girl, please. You bend over backwards, and I mean that figuratively, or literally too, if you want to do it. But if that man is leading how he needs to lead, so we want to get man back to that place. Okay. Thank you. Lynn says yes. I'll be sure that he logs in. Men need this space. It is needed. Thank you so much, Wendy. We're going to talk about that. And Lynn. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. So look, we'll see you on Tuesday. Log in. Tell your friends to download the app. We're creating a movement here. You're going to see newer every week, every other week, every few weeks. You're going to be seeing newer features as we debug, as we improve. Thank you for being a part of our beta our beta testing. We're in this thing. We're going to make it big. This movement is going to absolutely change lives. Be a part of it, okay? God bless you guys, and we'll see you on the next live.